The Essential 360 camera was released back in 2017 when the Essential company launched their one and only Essential phone. But it's actually not the first of its kind to be used as a modular device for a phone. The 360 camera actually takes after the Moto 360 camera, which was an accessory created for the Moto Z line from Motorola, but in a more compact and lightweight design. The camera measures just 2.6 inches in height, 1.3 inches in width, and 1 inch in diameter. Thanks to its white and black plastic build and a sliver of silver metal around the dual lenses, it weighs just 1.2 ounces. The back of the camera has two gold prongs that magnetically attach to the two indented power pins on the back of the phone. Using the camera is simple and was designed to be easy to use by anyone. Just hold the camera to the back of the phone and it will snap into place thanks to the small but powerful magnets. Some people may be hesitant to scratch the ceramic back of the Essential phone with the hard snaps, but luckily I added a clear protector on mine since the phone was first used. Once the camera is in place, the blue light on the front of the camera will light up. The jet engine, fan, turns on and the stock camera app from Essential opens up by itself to a change interface that accommodates the camera. On the top right is a button for the timer and another to toggle between the front and back camera. On the bottom is the option to change between photo or video, including a Live 360 for Facebook and YouTube. Removing the 360 camera brings back the regular camera interface. When you first use the camera, you may have a tendency to move the whole phone around, which isn't necessary since it's already capturing everything around you. One aspect to get used to is the ability to scroll around the screen and see everything the camera sees. For me, swiping left and right to look at my environment seemed natural, but when it came to swiping up and down to look at what's above or below me was somewhat nauseating due to the fact that your whole environment seemed to turn upside down. Another reason for this could be due to the poor video stabilization and few second delays. Zooming in and out also shows you the other capabilities of the cameras in real time. For example, pinching in to zoom out shows off the little planet feature that can even be readjusted post-process. The post-processing options include Snapshot, which allows you to see everything in 360 degrees, Panorama, which is self-explanatory, and Tiny Planet, where it makes the whole environment look small compared to the user. You can even make it look like you're standing on a tiny planet. The post-processing even includes a video output for Panorama and Tiny Planet, in case you wanted to share its functionality in this format. Now when looking back at the photos, the main gallery of the phone shows a static version of the 360 photos and videos, but are distinguishable with a 360 icon on the top right corner. It's not only until after you click on the photo that you can interact with it. The same is true when looking at them through Google Photos. Though the viewing option is only limited to 360 viewing, it's nice that Google added support for them. Moving on to picture quality, the 360 photos are not 24 megapixels despite having two 12 megapixel cameras. Because of the overlap, the photos actually have a combined 18.4 megapixel resolution. In great lighting, the photos look decent with some minor grain, but when in dim lighting and night shots, the quality suffers tremendously. As for the 4K videos, the resolution is 3840 by 1920 at a fixed 30 frames per second capture rate. Just like the photos, the video quality is lacking due to the stretched resolution, so seeing it on screen looks more like a subpar 720p resolution. If the aspect ratio of the videos were 16 by 9, or even 2 by 1, the output would be much clearer and show off what our eyes perceive to be 4K quality. I believe that if the sensors were bumped to 18 megapixels, or even 24 megapixels each, the quality would increase significantly. Bumping up both cameras from 12 megapixels to 18 megapixels would allow the camera to record up to 8K resolution. Moreover, while the camera has two microphones in a diagonal fashion on both sides, all four of them seem to produce tinny quality. I wish the volume could be louder and richer, but I'm actually pretty amazed that they don't pick up the sound of the internal fan constantly spinning when the camera is in use. While I can't complain too much about the microphones, the battery is a different story. The camera itself doesn't have its own internal battery, so it pulls power from the Essential phone using the two pins from which it's connected. Using two cameras at the same time, alongside what seems like an overclocked fan, draws a lot of energy from the phone. 2% per minute from my use, which is quite drastic since the battery life of my Essential isn't great to begin with. After using the 360 camera for about a year, I have to say that while it's not the best in terms of quality, it packs a lot for a camera of such a small design. I used the 360 camera alongside my 2018 Samsung Gear VR, and from my experience, while my Gear VR is still supported, the 360 camera really made use of its functionality. Most of the content provided to use the Gear VR have to be purchased from the Oculus store, so I find that providing your own media content is more satisfying and financially feasible as you get to relive your own moments. For now, while Samsung killing off its own VR shows that 360 video is not in demand and won't become mainstream anytime soon, if you're a tech enthusiast or a camera enthusiast, having this type of equipment available to hold in one hand is still pretty amazing. If the price of the camera was still at its launch price of $200, I definitely would not recommend it. Luckily, you can find it on Amazon for about $25, an eighth of its original price. The hard plastic carrying case for $15 is also a nice accessory to add to safely carry the camera around and prevent minor scratches and damage. If you're buying this camera 3 years later, my recommendation would be to keep your phone plugged into an outlet and to definitely bring a portable charger if you plan on using it outdoors. Also, using it with a gimbal would definitely produce much better stabilized videos. Since I can't integrate a 360 interactive video with this normal one, I'll include a link in the description for my video sample. Thanks for watching.